Right, just before we get into something for the weekend, I'd just like to show you a little product that we're actually going to give away, and Tony will mention how you can win this beautiful piece of kit. It's free, remember, you're not paying for it, we're not charging you for it, we don't need your credit card. I don't know how old this is, but I very much doubt you'll find one cleaner. This really is in fantastic condition. All you've got to do is like, comment and subscribe, and we'll pick someone at random and you got a chance to win this. Over to the video. Very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another edition of Something for the Weekend here from sunny Staines, near Heathrow Airport, for those of you who wonder where the hell Staines upon Thames is. That's where we are. Tony's here, I'm here. Been in sunny Devon for 6 weeks now. It's been fantastic. Like to thank the Appledore Radio Society for inviting me to have a little chat and tell them all about the history of the world famous ham radio store, us, and jolly good it was too. And thanks to Mike Hammond, 3PGA, and his lovely Val
PJ
for the beautiful cake, lemon drizzle cake I got with a little candle on top, because it was my birthday a few days before. So thank you guys, and I'll see you again when I'm back down there. Anyway, today is used equipment day.
Like the old days.
Like the old days. Yeah. I feel I've been out for ages. But anyway, so it's just about September, isn't it? I think, when this is going out.
Yeah, give or take. Give or take a day.
Yeah, it will be. That will be.
It will be actually.
September 1st.
Right, yeah.
And God, where's this year gone? And wow, have we got some used goodies for you?
We have.
Because you've been buying, haven't you?
Yeah, well, we've been buying a fair bit as usual.
Quite a lot.
Well, whilst you're away, you know what we're like.
No, it's good. I'll tell you what I'd like to do is just whiz over there, because there is something in our faulty finds. We're still doing faulty finds, by the way. We're doing faulty find Saturdays and social Saturdays. And some of the kit on here, it's a bit. This part is like walking back into Amateur Radio Exchange with Bernie and Brenda, because when I was with them in the early 80s, I was selling things like this. I think this actually works though, Tony.
It does, yeah, I believe so, yeah.
This is the FT-757GX, 160 metres to 10 metres. People weren't really into 6 metres in those days, but nice HF 100 watt transceiver, all mode. This came out when Trio had their TS-430 that didn't have FM as standard. Yaesu came along and thought, yeah, we'll put FM as standard on ours. And they did a matching tuner, the great big FC-757AT. It wasn't very good then, and it's probably not very good now. Anyway, and scanning, but if you want a good 100 watt HF rig for 400 quid and a bit of nostalgia as well, that's the one to go for. And if you pan lower down, you've got lovely beasties like the FT-780, FT-290 above. So this is a 77 10 watt radio. The FT-290R, we all know those, of course, and the Mark II version sitting inside it, and others. Now, all these are sold in-store only. Some of this kit where it says FF is faulty finds, because it is physically faulty, and there's no warranty. So you're welcome to come along and have a look and see the condition of it, and a lot of it's very, very cheap. So there's even an old FT-200 down there, which is 75 quid, and that was my first commercial HF transceiver.
That was my first one as well.
Was it yours as well?
Yeah, I got it from the Harrow Radio
Yeah,
Club.
And I had
£50 bargain. That
50
was
quid.
then.
I paid more than that. I think I paid 200 quid, and I bought mine from Bernie and Brenda at ARE when they first started. But there's loads of it over here. So if you want a bit of nostalgia, if you're not coming to buy, just pop into the shop, and this literally is like walking around ARE in the 70s and early 80s.
We've got. I mean, look at this.
Oh, I saw that. It was somebody made.
Someone would love that.
Somebody made, yes, a. It's so heavy. I mean, I know you walk around with it upstairs. There's also a nice R1000 there, Trio R1000.
I can give a heads up on that one, actually.
And it works, doesn't it?
Well, the one issue, which is why it's ended up here, is it's a little bit deaf on top band. Okay. Not to your usual standard, so it's popped in here basically. So 150 quid or thereabouts.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah,
unfortunately, I'm looking around here, and I know a lot of it have come from deceased amateurs that I knew in their day, and because I've been at it forever, it comes around a full circle and I end up seeing it end of life, which is a shame. FT-480s, again, just like the ARE days, amateur radio exchange days, and even the IC-720 underneath. But all 40 fines, which is why it's only 75 quid. These are £1,200 in 1981, 82.
Wow.
That was a lot of money. My first house was 18,000 and that was 1,200 quid. Just nuts, isn't it? Right. Anyway, right, so let's go to some proper used equipment. Tony, where do you want to start?
Okay, so if we come along to here, we're starting the plinth. What do we call it?
Oh yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
So Icom's IC-7610, HF in 6 meters, SDR transceiver. A lot of people say, oh, I'm not sure it's only got one receiver. It doesn't. It has two.
Ah, of course it does.
But it's got the one VFO knob.
Exactly.
So clever design by Icom. Can screen out to this one as well to a separate monitor, and it comes with this lovely cover on the Prism. 2749. So good saving.
If you want the Yaesu equivalent, you got the FTdx101D sitting next to it, with quite a healthy saving over list price now.
Yeah, we've been quite generous on that.
We are, yeah. I mean, it's the D version. It's in fantastic. It is actually used.
It is used. Yeah, it's usable.
Well, obviously, the guy bought it and didn't use it very much. I thought that was ex-demo or a B-stock one, but I don't really say much about that. I've sold many. Tony sold even more. And
they're a good seller.
2659 still a very good seller.
Yeah.
As indeed they should be. They're only about 3-4 years old.
Okay, coming around to here, Acom 1200S.
Saw that.
As we've been saying, if you want to get into a linear, get into it now before they change the rules.
Yeah, and the prices.
Because the prices
the manufacturers will stick all the prices
exactly.
up.
So 2650. We are waiting for new stock of Icom 1200. So if you really need one now,
grab that.
Grab that before field day, etc. 2000A. We like a 2000A.
Yeah, they're great.
So again with these, we are waiting for new stock. So this is a good way of getting into a 2008 at a really reasonable price.
Couple of grand off, isn't it?
Yeah, 3.5
It's got
grand,
a bit of bashing
basically.
there. Look, if that was mine, I'd get some brown paint up and touch it in. Obviously, the customer had another piece of kit sitting by the side of it. And as you know, it's remote control and sort of semi-automatic. So even though it's a big valve PA, it's still auto-tunes. You don't have to fiddle about, which is why there's no plate and load on the front. Really clever. And if you actually scan behind, there's the Mark II version, which again they updated it and put it into their sort of standard style of design now. So out with the brown and in with the black, and a much more modern styled remote controller. But that's a new one I do. But is it new?
No,
Yes,
that's
it is.
used.
Oh, it's used as well. It's
Yeah.
£7,000 off.
No,
isn't
it's
it?
another good for saving.
Well, again, I don't think the guy. I don't know how you got that tone. Looks like the guy's never ever used it.
We've been very lucky in talking of really nice equipment that's probably never been used.
Go on.
Harking back to your days, or harking back, I should say, not harking back. Drake MS8 speaker.
Oh, we know what that matches, don't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you imagine if someone had the radio as well?
Can you imagine? All the way from the USA, Drake. This was bought out to match a certain digital receiver that Drake bought out, that I used to be sent on my merry way to Broadhurst Gardens in North London, Hampstead, to pick up Drake R8Es. These were bought in by the sole importer and distributor of Drake and Collins equipment. For those of you who remember Radio Shack, and no, that's not what became Tandy in this country. You may know or may not know that Mr. Edwards, Terry Edwards, who used to own Radio Shack, a weeny little shop. I mean, it really was small. And he had an engineer working for him called Brian Bond, who was a genius engineer. And they were the sole importer. And Bernie used to send me up in my car and pick up boxes and boxes of these. And the reason I love them is it's typical Drake. The audio is so sharp and crisp. So if you're a bit hard at hearing and you like a bit of HF lift and response to your audio, have a listen to a Drake R80 with the famous passband offset tune that you've got there. That really works well. And at $549, that's less than half price that they were again in the early 80s. And that the only real competitor to that was the Icom IC-R71 and a few others at the time, but that's a really nice receiver. And you got the matching speaker over there.
It's true. And talking of matching speakers,
yes, I saw that.
We've got a JRC one here, and I know there's a lot of guys and girls that collect JRC. So this is one's come in from the same guy.
Nice. Look at the condition of that.
NVA 515.
And again, JRC stands for Japan Radio Company. They left amateur radio quite a few years ago, which is a real shame, because I used to sell a lot of JRC equipment and share it, dare I say, with Low Electronics. And the guy who was representative and ran JRC UK is a chap called Jim Moon. He may still be there. I doubt it now. If you're watching, Jim, highly unlikely. Good morning or good afternoon to you. But JRC did bring out a range of amateur radio equipment. It was horrendously expensive, far more than any Yaesu Icom or Kenwood. And somehow, Tony has not only managed to get the matching speaker, but it's tempting, you see, because if you come this way...
Follow Martin.
You want a mint. I mean, I keep thinking about, I need this in my shack. In fact, I think it's sacrilege to have an old MFJ blooming thing sitting on top. Look at that. And absolutely, totally, we've done nothing to this. Original NRD 515 receiver, general coverage receiver. Your band change there. There's your megahertz select. I think the last time I saw one in this condition was brand new in a box.
Yeah, I was going to say it is beautiful. It is beautiful,
and I do believe we've got the original box for it as well.
I believe so. Just check the side. Say box.
Box. Yep, it most certainly does. I've got to bring this out.
I'll be surprised if we didn't.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That is stunning. So that's an NRD JRC Japan Radio Company NRD 515. Whoops. And whilst we're over here, look at this. IC-R70 again. I used to sell them at Bernie and Brenda's. I think when I opened my store, it was an IC-R71. They took this speaker out, but a keyboard in. We do get them in from time to time. This again is absolutely pristine. It has got the box, but there's a story to this. And the story is, I was actually in Devon when that came in, but John KHS put this on my desk. So when I turn back, I get the guy's name out, but there is the invoice for that wireless set. 1983, Amateur Radio Exchange, their big, huge double shop in Ealing. It was Acton actually, but even more bizarre, and the reason that John put this invoice on my desk, that this scrawl here looks like a spider, a drunk spider, incidentally. That's me. So I wrote that invoice out over 40 years ago for that receiver. So if you want a bit of history, there it is. And that might be left in the box inadvertently, but that's the original invoice for that wireless. That's an IC-R70, again, 500 kilohertz to 30 megs, in astonishing condition with its original box, and that's up for $499. Tony.
Yep. If we go,
I just nicked your two good radio.
No, that's fine. Listen, you know a lot more about them than me, so there's no problem there. Okay, going around now to the FT-990, which was just above the 515. Sorry, Henry, I got lost for a moment there looking on the shelf. So we've both been looking at this one for a while.
Yeah.
Do you reckon I should just get hold of this, put it away, and say knock 100 quid off?
Well, you can. Those were £1,850.
I know.
In 1990, I had one or two of those when I first started. I mean, there are a couple of marks on the lid. Yeah. I mean, you're feeling generous. It's actually $495.
So it'll be $495.
Right.
Whilst the governor's here.
Yeah, 160 metres to 10 metres again. No 6.
Right, we're going to get that
but that's
changed.
in beautiful condition, bar the top lid,
but
which
it's just that mark there, isn't it? Which is a little bit annoying. But right, moving on from that, FTdx3000, the old down conversion HF and 6 metre 100 watt transceiver. Now, as I say, these are kind of under the radar really, the 3000, because it was always overtaken by the 5000, which was loads more money, but the receiver's kind of along the lines of the 5000.
Yes, so it is, yeah. And there was one up from the 1200.
Exactly, yeah. So really good investment with these. Again, if you use the code as usual for 5% off, you can get that Well, just give me a ring, actually. If you call, you can have that for £1,000 this weekend.
Wow. Okay.
Which is a great radio. So, sorry, Mike, that's another 50.
No.
I know you're. I can see you totting it up there.
I'll be having bread and dripping this weekend.
I can see you totting it up there, but
talking of collectibles.
Yeah.
Whilst we're talking about the NRD 515.
Look, we've got Henry in the corner.
That's so good, Henry. Turn round, son, turn round. Right.
Let me come round the other way.
Again, whilst Bernie and Brenda, it's like blooming Bernie and Brenda reminiscence show, that is. God bless him. Look at that, ICF-2001D. Again, he used to sell hundreds and hundreds of these. The last time I saw one of these in this condition was when they were new. There's the box. Everything in the box is like new. And it's definitely a bit collectible, no question of that. And if you look on eBay and see the cost of these, I can't remember what they were. They were probably about £200-300 when they were new. But that's an ICF-2001D by Sony, available at $399. So if you want a collectible wireless, that's the one to go for.
Looking at portable wirelesses, we do have the Hitachi as well, which is quite nice at £89. Yeah. Again, in the box. And I'm pretty certain he didn't use this because we still have all the plastics still on here. The only thing it has gained
is the sticker. Which guarantees future resale value.
Exactly.
Nice to see.
Exactly.
I see it's even got mains input, which is quite rare for a radio that small.
It's quite good DC as well.
You wouldn't get that now on a radio that small, because the approvals would be too much money probably.
It's nice. It's nice to have a little shortwave radio. I think that's kind of forgotten about much in the hobby now, is having a nice shortwave radio if you want to go on holiday, etc., and you're just sitting on the beach.
No, I agree, because you also get decent audio out of it with a speaker that size. Talking of, again, collectibles, look at that. AR2001, 25 megs to 550 megs. This was superseded by the 3000, which I see we did sell.
We've got one in 40 fines.
I saw that in 40 fines.
One in 40 fines.
This is in great nick. This has still got the plastic on here. So if you wanted to clean that up, just pull the plastic off. But membrane keyboards, which used to go with regular monotony. So no doubt this has been checked, and that's available at $149, which is actually a cheap price for an AOR. What you always get, and I won't do that, I see that landing on the floor, but what you always get with AOR is really good receiver performance.
Yep. Okay, talking about good value, if you want to get on HF and you want to do it at a really reasonable price, we've got an Alinco. This is where I'm going to struggle to pull this down. There we go. So Alinco DX70, isn't it, on these?
Yeah.
So HF in 6 meters, 100-watt transceiver, multi-mode, nice condition. Microphone.
Now these guys, Alinco, beat Icom to the marketplace with this. Icom had, they used to tell people about their product nearly a year before they came out. And they'd already wetted all our whistles with the IC-706, the Mark 1. The bit of a spanner in the works because some of the engineers at Icom Japan wandered across the road and joined Alinco, and Alinco bought this out. And the audio, again, the audio quality of that in comparison to a 706 Mark 1, I think this is vastly superior. Slightly falls down because it's not as nicely built. Icom kit is beautifully made, but that was a real winner when it first came out. Icom then updated their 706 to a Mark II and a G and all the rest of it, and it really left that standing. And Alinco carried on making that for donkey's years. Then they bought out. That is the TH, that is a later one anyway. Yeah. But 350 quid, that's a great value and a small compact
Exactly,
machine.
yeah. If you want to go
if you've got a motorhome or something, that's what I'd stick in it, no question.
That is a very,
You've got a 910H.
We have got a 910H. A lot of interest in this. So I answered an email about this today with regards to it. Doesn't have the T60 or the 23 because it's just the standard.
More than that if it did.
But multi-mode 100-watt VHF UHF transceiver, great at that price. Moving across, DX1200 at $799. So again, you're getting a lot of radio for your money. Yeah, 1200s are nice. We've got a 3000 here,
Another
which is
one.
in really nice condition. A lot more money for this one for some reason. Obviously, part of the deal. Had a bit of a balance, so that makes that one over there at £1,000 very good value.
Cheap.
So be quick on that one.
Now tell us about this, Tone.
Oh,
is this? This, amongst all this, obviously the guy who designed this, probably American, and likes Commando stuff. When I was a kid, my mum and dad bought me a little Commando intercom thing. Nice. It was just dreadful. It was wires. Yeah, it had a little Morse buzzer on it. And it was really terrible. And obviously the fellow that designed and built this thing went to the same school as me. But amongst all this lot is a IC-7100. It is actually really well made. It's completely over the top. But, you know, the microphone puts in there with a cable, and you've got batteries built inside.
Yeah, so it's LiPo batteries on these, I believe.
Yeah. It's not charged up by the looks of it.
No, we need to charge it. What we will say with this is it doesn't come with a mains charger. So you will need to bear in mind that either you source a mains charger for it or going via solar. And that's the beauty of it. You can do solar charge on there.
Oh, God, really?
Yep. Power pole connections all around.
Yeah, I saw the power poles.
Yeah. And also USB connections as well if need be. Both of your antenna sockets out. So if you're running separate antennas for your VHF, UHF,
then you've got a little monitor here telling you how many hours
battery
you've got
condition,
left.
exactly that, yeah, and power output, etc.
So it's in great nick, and of course I think this comes out. Oh, there it is. Where it all is. It is very cleverly done. $12.99, and it comes with a lid. And when that lid's on it, it's actually really difficult to get off.
Yeah,
so 7100.
Yep. So. New stock of 7100s as well are going to be, we're hoping, within the next 2 to 3 months. So Icom, you know what to do, get them sent. I wanted to point out, I've lost it now.
Helicraft K3?
No, I saw if there it is, Flex.
Ah, 6700.
So Flex 6700, really, really difficult to get hold of at the moment. All made to order if you can get one. I believe they're making the last ones of these now at Flex. 7+ gram.
Oh, wow.
7+ gram. If you don't know about the Flex 6700, it's a 8-slice SDR transceiver. So you can run 8 different frequencies, 8 different modes if you wanted to. Entirely up to you. So great saving, £1,000 plus saving on this one basically. Does come obviously with version 3 software and is ready to go. But these, as I said, really hard to get hold of these. Really, really difficult.
SPE linears, SPE. The 1K at 2,000 quid. And then if you want to go mad and go up to the 1.3, spend another 1,000 quid and you can have one of those as well. The SPE is still the same. You put an order in and you'll get it eventually. Still a long wait on new SPE.
I wanted to do another little bit of a special. FT-891s. So we've taken a few of these in. The new price has dropped a bit.
Okay.
So,
is it?
Yeah, $629 for new.
Really?
Which makes, yeah, so I found that out today. So $599 on a used isn't great value.
No.
So we're going to knock another 50 quid off of these.
Right, so $549.
Yeah, so $549, and then obviously you've still got some discount on there. So that's going to become a very good radio. HF&6, the digital noise reduction on that is superb as well.
And if you're looking for that IC-910, the 270 SEMS base station from Icom, but you wanted 23 SEMS, never fear, there's one here, and that's got the 23 SEM module built in. Again, that looks in very nice condition. Sitting next to, of course, the infamous IC-7300. When I was at the Appledore Radio Club the other week, in fact it was last Monday, somebody said to me, what's the best-selling radio? I said, well, it depends what era you want to go into, which decade. But without question, Icom got an absolute bullseye bringing that 7300 out, because it's such a good radio. It really is. Icom, they're good, and that is that's one of them. I still can't believe how many we sell of those each month. Still, after 5 years, is it?
Yeah,
it must be 5 years.
Got to be.
The 705 is close. I mean, obviously that peaked through the roof for ages, and then it's slowed down quite a lot, but it's still a good seller. But the 7300 is a good radio. Second-hand one, they're 1,000 quid. I think they're £1,400 now.
Yeah, they're a really good value. We're one of the only radios to have gone up in price when it was released.
Yeah,
straight out.
But it was too cheap.
It was too cheap, way too cheap.
We've still got FT-450Ds. I wish that Yaesu still made this, and when they stopped making it, immediately I emailed them, emailed the factory and said, Very sorry to see that go. What the reasons? Basically, is component problems, and they couldn't actually build that and sell it for that sort of money anymore. But so great. Where's the new one? Well, there is, because it's the IC FT-710, isn't it?
710, yeah.
And that is another question they asked me at Appledore. What's a good value HF radio that somebody could buy? Not maybe starting off, although if you could spend $1,000 over $1,000, look at that FT-710. It really, really is fantastic.
Yeah, really good value. Talking of Yaesu radios,
not
around anymore.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yaesu FT-818. Now we love these.
Yeah, I know.
We do love these. 818 or 817. I've taken in a few of these, and they're literally taking a day or two to sell. So if you want one of these, I've got, I think, another 2 upstairs that are going to go online. Call this weekend and we'll reserve them for you.
Yeah, I mean, again, Yaesu should have replaced that, but they haven't. Kenwood and Icom never got their acting gear, and he said someone else then, and built a competitor for it. Could sort of argue the 705 is sort of a competitor, but in this form factor, Yaesu should have bought out a replacement.
Yeah.
But they didn't. So 549 quid. That's £100, 150 quid off what we were selling them about 2-3 months ago.
Comes with the peg legs as well, which is really nice.
Very nice.
Lots of little sort of accessories and stuff as well with a lot of these radios that have come in.
Yeah.
So there's a guy who's very into portable operation.
Yeah.
So yeah, give me a call on that. Got a nice FT-2000 if you want to pop round here, Hen. Which is again in beautiful condition. So HF and 6 meters, 100 watts, proper base station radio, nice big size, lovely clear display on these as well, and at around £1,000 you can get yourself into a nice radio. And these are great. I know there's loads of rumours about the audio being rubbish. That was the first one. They did a PEP upgrade.
Oh yeah.
And now it's really good radio for you, really good backup radio. Anything else to
yeah, second-hand Kenwood TS-890. Don't often see these second-hand, I have to say. Totally pristine. That really is immaculate down the sides everywhere. And that's 3450. They have, the only thing that's really changed on those over the time is the price, because they've gone up and up and up and up.
Over 4,000 now for a new one?
Yeah, so it's an immaculate one for 3450. And behind you, you have got their smaller baby, the TS-590SG.
What I will say as well, voice board. So if you've got any visually impaired guys or girls, that has got the VGS1. Unfortunately, I can't get it removed. It will have to go with the radio. But
no, it's fine.
Great value for one of those.
And again, another 7300 at 949. And there's an IC-R75. This came out after that little IC-R70. I don't think it was as nice, but they did put a keyboard on it. Another 7300 at 925, and then an FTDX1200 at 949. Another 590 at 1200 quid. That is in very good condition too, bar a few thumb marks. An FTDX10. Oh, that's often see those. Yaesu FTDX10 at 1299.
Yeah, 1500 quid new.
Yeah, are they really now?
Yeah.
God, dear.
Yep, it's good saving.
Another Acom amplifier, the Icom 1000.
Yeah, I'm surprised this is still here, because that's a
that and the 1500 are great,
that's a really good price as well.
Yeah.
For that, if you want to get into an Icom 1000.
I love the way Acom are built. They're definitely, I think, the best manufactured. And good old Krasy, who worked for us for years, he's now back in the factory, which is good when you need stuff repairing. Loads more. I mean, the same thing happens, as I always say. Come down and see the shop. There's been a lot of time and effort put into tidying the place up and altering it and modifying the display cabinets and everything else, and doing nice displays of our older kit. And talking of older kit, now even I was caught out with one of these, and because I've never seen one before. It's summer camp, which was badge engineering at the time, but normally with Yaesu gear, but Yaesu certainly never made anything like this. And this is a 10 metre, I'm going to say it, walkie-talkie.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the talkie.
10 metre transceiver. I can't tell you how heavy this is. It's got 3 channels, all on the 10 metre band.
Yep, so 29860 is the sensor frequency.
And
sensor frequency,
if you get fed up with doing 2A radio, you can go fishing with it. We've got a pair.
That's a good sign.
And basically, I've said to Tony...
He's interested, I can tell.
I said to Tony, you can come in, you can bid on it, and we'll see what the bid it gets up to. When Tony, and don't be silly, just come and bid us for it.
We'll do a social. We can do a social Saturday and
on it.
We'll do a bid
because they are absolutely like new.
They're beautiful. They are beautiful.
Beautiful. I mean, I thought, oh, I bet all the battery compartments are all worn out. They're not.
Now, in comparison.
Yeah, look at that.
And I know a lot of people are asking about
You've got a second-hand one already.
I have got.
Oh,
I've got a couple of second-hand ones, which I've been saving for a while. Yeah. So put that into comparison. Little HF.
So that's HF, all mode, all band, everything. And that's a 3-channel cruise controlled. Probably was a CB radio, but fortunately it's on 10. And I thought the battery compartment might be a bit manked up. Well, let me tell you,
perfect,
it is not. There it is. Absolutely beautiful condition. I love it. Oh. Yeah, probably get in there and repair it as well if you had to. So we've got 2 of those. And I'd rather sell them as a pair, to be honest. So wait for our 40 Fine Saturday next month, whenever it is.
And please come down and buy them, because I really don't want them as my Christmas present, Ryan.
Right. That or a bonus, mate. I'd rather.
All right. So don't forget, as per usual, used 5 into the checkout to get your 5% extra discount off of the already crazy prices.
That's it.
Any more?
No, I think that's it.
Really,
Thanks for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you next week. And got any second-hand gear that you want to sell, do a trade-in or a part exchange, give Tony or any of the boys a ring and we'll price it off over the phone, or just send us an email, sales@hamradio.co.uk.
That's it, yeah. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.
Yeah.
We always have to say that.
Yeah, do.
And make sure you do this time, because I've got a freebie. There'll be a freebie somewhere.
A freebie?
Yeah, we'll send you a freebie. I'm going to look down the list, pick someone at random, and we will send you a freebie.
See you soon.
What about one of these, Martin?
That's a good idea. Bye-bye.